Guys, welcome to a new tutorial. In this video, we are building a naval cannon, like the ones used on battleships. Um, before we start, I want to point a few things out. It can be a bit finicky. Sometimes the springs aren't strong enough to push the TNT blocks into the barrels, um, or not every TNT gets loaded into the breech, which is like this part, uh, and some other things. Um, but other than that, it's pretty good. Another thing, in this tutorial, I won't be building like the outer part of the turret. It's just like the ammo and the barrels and all that. It's not the outside of it, like the shell. It's the actual guns. So I'm gonna do a little demonstration, show you how it works. So first, what you need to do is you see these disconnectors here. You gotta activate those disconnectors so the TNT can actually be loose. I just did that. I didn't know if you could hear the controller sound or not, the clicking. Now that that's loose, um, you need to use this magnet, these magnets here, to push the TNT up into the breech. Uh, just like that. And then you use the springs to push the TNT into the gun barrel, like that. Now you close the breech door, aim, and see these magnets here? Those push the TNT out of the barrel. Boom! Um, Sometimes not every TNT gets shot out. You gotta push the fire button multiple times. Oh, and you see these pistons here? Those keep the TNT that hasn't been shot from getting pushed into the breech by these magnets, um, like that. Yeah, those pistons block off the ammo storage. These tubes here. It's sort of simple to operate. Um, you gotta sort of do you sort of gotta load the ammo into the breech and load it into the barrel in quick succession. Um, Otherwise, the TNT might slightly fall into the storage again, and the spring won't be able to load it into the barrel. Oh, whoops, didn't mean to fire that. Keep accidentally firing it. Keep forgetting to push the ammo into the barrel and then close the breech and all that. Just like that. Sometimes you gotta push it again so it goes all the way in. Aim, fire. All right, that's a demonstration explaining how it works. Let's get into it. Um, I'm just gonna move this over to the side real quick. Where should we start? Uh, let's start with the ammo storage. No, actually, now let's start with the barrels. The barrels are fairly easy. Just gonna do that. So we have plenty of space to work with. All right, there we go. Now let's start building. Feel free to pause or speed up the video if you need to. Pause or slow down or speed up or whatever if you need to. Is that far enough? Yeah, that's good. Whoops. Building the barrels, it's kind of slow, a bit tedious. So you can fast forward to once I've finished placing all these plates. You can fast forward to that point if you want. Putting one barrel down. Now what we do is we turn this part into carbon fiber to help slow down the TNT because the springs push it more than just like to right here. Carbon fiber helps to slow it down. Whoops. Oh. Alright, there we go. I'm gonna do it like 2 blocks apart. Wait, what? Did I make it too long? Oh, this needs to be like 1 block backwards. Wait, no, it needs to be 1 block forwards. My bad, my bad. Not backwards, forwards. How am I failing at my how am I failing at my own tutorial? Yeah, you just copy this 2 more times. There we go. Okay. Alright, there we go. Yeah, you just copy this 2 more times. You can fast forward to that point if you want. I would recommend it. I would recommend doing that, honestly. Got plenty of space to work with. My mic is on, right? Hope my mic is on. Forgot to check. Alright, guys, that's the barrels. That's the barrels of the naval cannon complete. You don't have to color this if you don't want to. I just decided to color them. Thought I saw some red. Alright, now we're gonna add the breech doors and add the compression that brings them closer together. I'm doing it on the top and bottom so that the plates stay connected. go. Now to add the breech doors. Make sure for the left barrel, the compression for the breech door is on this side, not this side. Otherwise, this plate will fall off. Pretty sure their setting was different. Yeah. Yeah, that part so the breech door is on the correct spot. Because if I just place it on this plate right here, the breech door will go up, not down. So you sort of got to do a little bit of compression so that doesn't happen. It's in here. It's in this. Go. Now you just repeat. Now you just repeat all this. On the other sides. Whoops. Alright, there we go. Now let's place the rest of these anchor blocks. You can use whatever keybind you like. Just make sure it's not the same keybind as this spring or the firing magnets or the magnets that make the ammo go up the store. Those need to be separate keybinds. Means they're separate steps for loading the gun and firing it. And there we go. Cannons are complete. The barrels, not the cannons. The barrels. Now we're gonna build the breach. Make sure you turn these into ice. Like, make sure you turn the storage and the breaches. Make sure you turn them into ice so the ammo can move smoothly. The ice is a very important part. Wait, no, you gotta leave that spot empty. These pistons. Oh yeah, I forgot about this motor here that allows the barrels to pivot up and down. I forgot about those. Alright, let's place those pistons down. Make sure the keybind for these pistons are make sure these pistons are um, make sure they have the same keybind as the firing magnets, the ones that push the TNT out of the barrels. I'm gonna use R1 as the firing keybind. Yes, okay. Oh, uh, the distance need to the distance needs to be at max as well, so it extends far enough. Let's see. Oh no, more pins. There and right there. So you also need a small part here. That's because you can't just use a plate. To you need to use a small part so the thingy um, uh, so the barrel can move freely and it's not connected to the breech. Uh, that needs to be set to full. Hold on, what's the X set? Okay. Make sure that there's a little gap here, right there. Make sure you turn these into ice as well. Those small parts that we just placed down. Why is this server so laggy? There we go. Now for the now for the ammo storage. We're gonna build the ammo storage. I'm gonna build it 8 blocks long. You can make it longer if you want. You can make it longer or shorter if you want, but I'm gonna make it 8 blocks long. I'm hoping to one day implement this design into an actual battleship. You know, like one of those huge ones, like absolutely ginormous tutorial ones or something, like a Yamato or USS Arizona or Bismarck or whatever. Those absolutely huge ones that take up like 3 plots in length, like 3 to 5 plots. Yeah, those huge ones. I'm hoping to implement this design into one of those one day. Oops. Gotta fix that. No, no, I didn't want to spawn. No, I don't want to use the move thing. There we go. And up it goes. What the heck? Whatever, I can't get distracted. I gotta focus on the tutorial. Yeah, there we go. That's more like it. Now I place 3 half blocks right there. Remember to turn these into ice. Make them the ice material. That's important. Very important. I mean, no, I don't need quarter wedges there. So laggy, bro. These tubes are going to hold the TNT blocks, which act as the ammo for the gun. Alright, there we go. Now we're going to place the magnets at the bottom that actually push the ammo into the breech. I'm going to place some trails here, since, as far as I know, the sides and top of the magnets aren't able to, like, attach to things. But the bottom can, so I'm also going to place signs here. And so the trails don't produce any particles. You gotta turn toggle and power off. That'll stop them from emitting trails. Now we're gonna place a motor here, so the gun can pivot. Hold on, my mom's calling me. I can. I'm recording. Recording a tutorial for my naval cannon. Thank you. Alright, back to the tutorial. Alright, yeah, those are set. Now the ammo storage is complete. Alright, you gotta place some compression here, so the ammo storage gets pulled uh, close together as well. Alright, let's see. Now we're gonna connect the barrels to the rest of the gun. The rest we can. No, the breech and the ammo storage and all that. How we're gonna do that is a sign. And then gonna place a few of those. Give them these settings so they don't hear and have no collisions and basically don't do anything. These are just to connect a bunch of stuff. We're pushing the barrels away a bit so they have room to rotate up and down. Now the barrels should be connected. Let's give it a little test. You can see the pistons moving on the other one. And you can see the doors closing and the gun moving up and down. And it can move left and right. Alright, works great. Okay, you can see the pistons moving. Those will block off the ammo storage while the gun fires, so the ammo doesn't get pushed up by these magnets. You need to place 5 of these. Okay. Now you need to place 3 of these. Not in like a tower that goes diagonally like this. Just put them in a straight line like this. You need to do it 3 times. Wait, no, you gotta do it 4 times. My bad. My bad. In my last video, I mentioned that I was trying to develop automatic gunfire, but I have been unsuccessful. And in that video, I asked for help if anybody has any ideas on how I can make it work. Because I have no ideas left. It feels like I've tried everything. Anybody has any ideas on how to make what I'm trying to achieve work, please let me know in the comments of that video or this video. Or any of my videos. Yeah, I'm desperate. Please. I don't know what to do. These magnets will push the ammo out of the barrels. No, I'm not gonna save this. I don't like a second. Now we're gonna build these springs that push the ammo into the barrel once it's inside the breech. How we're gonna do that is we're gonna place 3 compression blocks like this with the default settings, except the only change is that they are why can't I form words? The only change is that they're transparent and have no collisions. There we go. Oh wait, I forgot about this. I forgot about this part. Apparently we gotta build the ammo first. Uh, you can add more ammo than this if you want, but I've just decided to give each barrel 8 TNT blocks each. You can add more ammo if you want, more or less. It's your choice. How long is the video so far? 41.5 minutes. Now we can place these. Might have noticed that this last one, its distance setting is a bit different. That's because when the spring block spawns in, it actually sort of extends a bit, and unless we move the spring block a bit further out, it'll block the hole where the ammo comes out of the ammo storage. So you got to move it back a bit so it doesn't block it. Now place a spring. Right here. We want to get. Wait, what? What? Doesn't make sense. What? Oh, my bad. Okay, yeah, there we go. There we go. You want to give the spring these settings. Again, you can use whatever keybind you want. Just make sure it's separate from all of the other components, because it's a separate step in operating the gun. Now you just copy this. Let's copy this on the other two. Gotta delete that. Now just one more. Yeah, now we place the cell. Now I think all that's left to build is the ammo. So how you're going to do this is you want to take a disconnector, place it right there, put a block of TNT, give the TNT block these settings, put 2 compression blocks here, make them transparent with collisions off, place another disconnector, TNT, compression, transparent with collisions off, and you just repeat that until you have the amount of ammo that you want. The reason that there's compression here is because that the TNT blocks, they need to be like a block apart so that they don't connect and can actually be loose and like individual and stuff. So you gotta put some compression so that they can move back up and fit inside the barrel. But not the barrel, the ammo storage. I'm gonna finish placing my TNT. Um, uh, then the tutorial will be done. You can fast forward to once I'm done placing the TNT if you want. Um, yeah. After the ammo has been completed, the cannon will be completed. You know what, to save time, I'm just going to end the tutorial here, since basically all you need to do is make the ammo, and I explained how you do that. And once one stack has been complete, you just copy that on the other two. So I'm just going to end the tutorial here. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And I hope you're able to implement this into one of your battleships if you decide to. I will see you in the next video. Bye!